Jake John, big boy, don't want to get his hands dirty, so he try to make other people's crash out. That nigga's a flat out.
So I wanted to see if I can get more information on this story, and I found out the person who Big Boy sent, and it was an ex-Strength Cartel member. In the days of Rich Piana, there was a story going around about Big Boy, that pig with those titties. That he robbed him, that he tied up his nephew to the chair, the poor kid, kidnapped him, all because of a falling out. Well, now there's another story going around, that he sent his goon over to Mack Trucc to fuck him up because he didn't like what he said. But what's with this pig? I mean, look, we all know how much pigs, they love rolling around in the mud getting dirty. But this asshole, he doesn't even want to get his hands dirty. He's got to send people over to do his dirty work, this pig. Now, is this all true? We're going to take a look. Now, Mack Trucc made a video the other day explaining the story of what happened with this fat pig sending over a goon. And now listen now, Mack Trucc, he's one guy in this industry filled with phonies and fakes and pieces of shit. 99.9% of these people will never back up what they have to say. But Mack Trucc, he's not one of them. So if you say or you do something to him and you call him out, he's most likely going to back up his words. Now, in his video, he explains the situation. He doesn't go into too many details, but he explains what happened.
Y'all is not going to believe this. I've been actually holding this information from you guys because it wasn't a really big deal to me at all. But once everything started playing out the way it's playing out, let me let y'all know what Jake John did. But old Jake John tried to send one of his Strength Cartel guys at me. Well, it's an ex-Strength Cartel guy now. Try to send him at me, right?
So I wanted to see if I can get more information on this story, and I found out the person who Big Boy sent, and it was an ex-Strength Cartel member. I'm saying ex because he's no longer a member with Strength Cartel, because like all the other people that left, he has a problem with Big Boy the pig now for similar reasons. So I reached out to him, and I asked him, this shit with Mack Trucc and big titties, did this really happen? And he said, listen, Big Boy, he's sensitive, like a little bitch. And he didn't like the videos that Mack Trucc has been making about him, and he wanted to shut him up. So he went over, he messaged him, or he texted him, I'm not sure how they communicated, and he wanted to meet up, they wanted to fight, but they ended up talking it out and agreeing on things, saw that they have things in common.
And it's crazy because we were bumping heads. We was going to meet up to get down and everything else. But as we were talking, we realized that we trying to fight the same fight, and that's change and growth of, from where the walks of life that we endeavor in.
So later on, Mack goes and he makes another video on this asshole. Big Boy sees it. He gets pissed. He asks the guy, listen, I thought you talked to this guy. What happened? Why is he not shutting up? He goes, listen, man, big tits. You got a problem with this guy? I'll drive you right now in the car. Let's go and fuck up Mack Trucc, right? You know what he did? Big Boy. He pussied out, and he tried to get him to go do it again because he, like I said in the beginning, the pig, he doesn't want to get his hands dirty. He has to have his people do it, just like the situation that we saw with Rich Piana many years ago.
Jake John, big boy, don't want to get his hands dirty, so he try to make other people's crash out. That nigga's a bitch. That nigga's a flat out bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because let's just say me and this dude was on demon time. If we was on demon time, right? And we from the same land, just just different sides of the island, right? Man, we could have some shit cracking. Like, we could have some real live shit cracking on my mama. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm exactly who I say I am. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not trying to bully no one. I'm not trying to do anything but get my just due. He's a snake, y'all. Now, like, damn. Did he really send people over there to Rich Piana's house? Or is that just allegedly? Because I know for a fact that he sent somebody at me. I just didn't address it. But he sent somebody at me, y'all. And he just better be lucky I didn't take that as a threat. Because I could have sent some peoples at him. Or I could have came and got on my goddamn self. I'm just saying, get your own hands dirty. Don't do that snake shit. Because you fuck up when you get a real motherfucker to address a real motherfucker. If you're going to play these street rules, play them the right way.
After that happened, him and Big Boy, they had a falling out, not just for that reason, but other reasons as well. And he told me a story, and it was very similar to other stories of strength cartel members. He said, listen, I had an idea. I turned my life to God, to Jesus. I wanted to, have a good message for people. And he had this idea for Strength Cartel to put out these religious type of merchandise, right? And Big Boy said, no, fuck that. Not a good idea. I don't want any part of it, right? But then on the next drop, he released that merchandise. So he stole his idea and he profited off of it and pretended in the beginning that he didn't want to do it. So that, I'm sure with other reasons, him and Big Boy are no longer friends. In fact, reminding me of the 90s rap music. He just made a rap song and he says a lot of things about Big Boy. And it's a funny song. He even talks about me. I'm going to link it in the comments so you guys can hear it.
I always got that burner when the enemy's near. So I ain't got to squabble, but I'm ready to brawl. The bigger they are, then the harder they fall. I know you see a little bitch when you look in the mirror. But I always got that burner when the enemy's near. So I ain't got to squabble, but I'm ready to brawl. The bigger they are, then the harder they fall. Hey, what up, Bubba? Someone get John Bravo on the line. I got part 2 coming soon.
Now, think about something. Think about all this pussy-ass behavior by Big Boy. I mean, men aren't supposed to act like this. How many times does he say to you guys, I'm going to teach you how men act, right? But 2, let's go back from the beginning. Do real men, do they have to feed each other watermelon food to each other in the mouth like that, right? The only time I could think of people even doing that is when a husband and wife, he gets married, he feeds the sharmuta with the wedding cake in the mouth, right? But why is Big Boy doing this to his friends? This is not manly behavior, right? Then he shares those big titties with his friends and they drink the milk. That's not manly either. And finally, he pretends he wants to go after people. He wants to fight them. He wants to rob them. He wants to do bad things. Who knows what other kind of bad things he wants to do to them, right? But he doesn't do them himself. He doesn't even mention their names. He's too good. He's too much of a man to mention their names in videos, right? And you know why the bitch does that? Because when you make a video and you address somebody directly like I'm doing right now, right? That means you have a problem or you have something to say about that person and you're man enough to say it, right? But when he does it, he doesn't say a name. So if somebody gets mad and calls him out, he could say, I wasn't talking about you, asshole. But this is pussy, woman-like behavior. Because that's not what real men do. Not this pussy shit that him, Kali Muscle, Wes Watson, the biggest bitch of them all. Real men don't do this shit, and the funny thing about it is, they pretend to be the biggest men of them all. And let me tell you something. People see us when we have a problem with somebody, we have an issue with somebody, we state it to them, right? People see it, and they respect us for it. But when they see people like you, too pussy to even mention nobody's name, they're never gonna respect a piece of shit like you.
So I just gave you the biggest pass that you didn't even know I gave you, Big Boy. I gave you the biggest pass on my kids. Why? Because I know you're not like that, and I don't feel you as no threat, homie. I don't feel you as no threat. I don't feel Cali as no threat. I don't feel West Watson as no threat. I don't feel nobody as no threat at all. Because it's like, well, we gonna be getting into it over to where I gotta go ahead and crack the motherfucking pavement. There's nothing for me to get into it over to where I gotta go to that extent. We don't get money together. We ain't fucking the same bitches. We not in the same arena other than fitness. So what do I gotta gain from cracking your head wide open? Nothing. So you just better be lucky that my old ass know that I've been through enough battles and wars to know when it's a real one and when it's a fake one. Don't send nobody else at me. If you're gonna do it yourself. Don't send nobody else at me, because I might don't be gracious. I might don't be gracious. And this is not no threat. This is a common courtesy to let you know, don't play those fucking games with me. Anyways, the People's Champ giving it to you, gun barrel straight, raw and uncut, no filter. Till next time, I'll smell y'all later. Kick.
Guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like on my video.